welcome along to my 30-minute mobility Pilates workout. Okay, so hope you're all well, and as always, if you've got any aches or pains or niggles or anything that doesn't feel quite right, just ease back off where you need to. If you're feeling good, let's go for it. So we're just going to start with the shoulders, loosening everything off to get everything moving. So in this little 30-minute workout, just going to go through all different ranges, around the shoulders, around the hips, get things moving, get things loosened off. Big stretch forwards, big stretch open. Move forwards again, and open. Stretching forwards, exhale, open. 2 more forwards, and open. Forwards, and open. And relaxing shoulders. Thinking of this midsection, just keeping it nice and controlled and tight. Coming over to your side, up and over. Get things moving through the side of the body in that lateral plane. Breathing out as we go over. One more each way. And relax the shoulders there. A little bit of rotation. Let the arms go round, the feet go round, hips go round. Okay, bring it back into the middle, relaxing through the shoulders. Let's get them moving a little bit more. So the hips are staying to the front and your shoulders are backing down. Arms are out in front. Top half is going round with one arm, opening through the chest and the shoulders. So I'm breathing out as we open, in as we come back. Let the shoulder blades just move a little bit. And then I'm going with both, open, twizzle. 7, 8, and relax it off. Let's go again. So shoulders backing down, top half going round with one arm. Exhale, open. In breath back. One more. And then we're going with both open, twizzle. Might be a bit crunchy, a bit clicky. Last one. And relax it down. Shoulders backing down. We're opening up through the chest. One arm comes up. Up and open. Keeping both hips to the front. Okay. Both hands together this time. So your palms are looking at each other, coming up. Squeezing those shoulder blades down. And release. V shape to W shape with those arms. One more here. And relax. And let's go through that again. So stretching up and back. Exhale up. And last one. And then both together, coming up, squeezing the elbows down, squeezing the shoulders down. In breath, release. Exhale, squeeze. In breath, release. Exhale, squeeze. And relax. So final one for the shoulders with palm up, elbows stay tucked into the body. Opening through the hands. Release. Exhale, open. In breath, relax. If you can, try and alternate which hand goes on top. Okay, got 4 more here. So I'm just noticing the back of the shoulders, squeezing a little bit, and front of the chest opening up. Okay, last one. And loosen it off. Okay, let's take it into the legs. So we're starting with your hip width feet, sitting back into your little squats, sending the hips back. So I'm thinking of the muscles in the bum and the thighs should be working. And we're keeping that lovely neutral spine as we're going down. Try not to collapse through the shoulders. Okay, one more here. And bringing your hands to a side stretch now. Come down, big stretch over, lengthening through the rib cage, and the other way. Big exhale, stretch. Okay, I've got three more from here. So again, keeping an eye that the knees aren't falling inwards. And we've got one more. And loosen the shoulders, coming a bit wider with the feet, turning the toes out, and the knees are coming out over the feet there. So I'm making sure that I'm squeezing a little bit from the outside of the hips to keep these muscles working and stop the knees falling in. This one's a good one, just different directions around the hip. We know that hip joint doesn't just go forwards and backwards. It's working in many different directions. Just go one more here. Exhale up. And bring it so your feet are straight but nice and wide. Coming into your side stretch for that inner thigh. So we're breathing out as we come over to one side. In breath back up to the top. Okay, I'm just going to go for one more each way here. So lengthening through that inner thigh. And bring it back into the middle. Stretching under the toes. Ooh, might be a bit crunchy, might be a bit clicky. And next up, I'm going to take it into a little bit of balance just for some ankle mobility. So if you need to hold on to the side, feel free. I'm going to just build a few things on. So I'm going to start nice and tall, strong down the middle. Okay, I've got one foot coming forward, point and flex. I've got 8 here. Okay, this is 4. They go quite quick. 8 does go fast if you count properly, doesn't it? Let's go 2 more. And 1. Switch it to the other leg. Point and flex. You might feel you've got different experience on this side. Got one side maybe a little bit tighter. It's worth just noting that. Okay, building on. This time I'm going for a circle. I've got 4 round one way, 2, 1 round the other way, ankle circles. Okay, and again the other leg. So I'm starting 4, 3, 2, 1, around the other way. Okay, are you ready for a little bit of a combo now? So I've got a point, flex, circle one way, circle the other way. Knee comes up, open, in, down. Biggest thing with that, try not to let your hip rotate. So we're going point, flex, circle one way, circle the other way. Knee comes up, pelvis stays to the front, open, in, down. One more each way. Point, flex, circle, circle. Up with the knee, out, in, down. Last one. Point, flex, circle one way, circle the other way. Knee comes up, out, in, down. Up. Let's do some roll downs. I'm going to just do 3 and then we're coming down onto the floor. So nice big stretch up, rolling down through the body, tuck the chin, rounding over the back, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get to the bottom, a nice deep breath, rolling back up through. Nice big stretch up. Let's go again, rolling down. Deep breath in at the bottom, rolling back up through the body. Big stretch up. One more, tuck the chin, rounding over the back, bend the knees, coming down, deep breath in, rolling back up, tuck the pelvis, stack the spine, relax the shoulders. And let's take it down to hands and knees. So I'm just going to start, obviously if you've got a mat that's ideal. So we're just starting in our hands and knees position. We're going into our cat stretch and cow stretch. So I'm breathing out as I round up through the back, in as I'm scooping down. Okay, I've got two more here, rounding up, scooping down. One last one, rounding up, scooping down. And then sit back into your shell, stretch, or some people call it child's pose, whatever you like to do to rest. Come back up to the hands and knees, thinking of your midsection now, so we're strong through the middle, starting with your opposite arm to leg. So I'm breathing out as I extend, making sure we're not letting the back dip, maintaining that lovely neutral spine. In terms of your neck, you want to keep it happy. Look at something just in front of your mat. You don't need to watch your leg move to make it move. Okay, one more each way here. And we'll take this into a thread the needle. So one hand comes underneath the other arm, nice big stretch up to the ceiling. So we're threading under, stretching up, threading under, stretching up. Let's go one more. Threading under, stretching up, and switch hands. So we're threading underneath, stretching up, exhale under, as far as you want to go, and up, under, and up, and the last one like this, and sit back and stretch into your shell or child's pose. And I'm going to take this down onto your front now. So, yeah, I can fit in here. So, here we go. Starting with your diamond press. So, bringing the hands into a diamond shape. Forehead into your diamond. Roll those shoulders back. Keep the chin tucked in as we lift and lower through the head and neck there. So, it might feel like the back of the neck is stretching a little bit, but this one's all about counteracting that forward chin poke or texting neck as it's starting to become known. Okay, I'm just going to go two more here. And the last one. And bringing the hands to the side of the shoulders, peeling up through to your baby cobra or bigger cobra if that feels good. So remember, forward and wider is easier. Doesn't matter how far you're going as long as your shoulders are down away from your ears. Okay. Let's go one more from here. Peeling up through and bring it back to hands and knees into your cat stretch or shell if that feels good. So next up, we're going onto your side, starting with clamshell. So bring it around onto one side. If you want any cushions under your hips, that's a good idea, or under your shoulders. And we've got feet, bum, shoulders all in line. Tummy muscles switching on, top knee opens and down. So as we're doing this, we're thinking of keeping control around the pelvis, not allowing your hips to rock back. It should be feeling like we're working around the outside of the hips there. Okay, just going to work for 2 more here. And then I'm going to bring the feet up off the floor. Top knee again comes up and down, so it's a slightly different angle, slightly different feel, but also we're mobilising the hips. Okay, I'm just going to work for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax them back down. I'm going to bring the knees up to 90 degrees, arms out in front, and top hand coming up and over, breathing out as you go over, aiming towards your shoulder blade going towards the floor. Making sure your head goes around with it. You can stay there for a little bit longer than 1 breath, or you can go there and back with the breath. Let's go for 2 more. And 1 more there. And next one, we're going around the top of your head, so the hand is drawing a nice big circle around the top. And bring it back the short way over your body. 3 of these. Breathing out into that big stretchy bit through the front of the chest. And 1 last one. And got the other side to do. So bring it round to the other side. And we're starting again with your clamshell. So I've got feet, hips, shoulders all in line, cushions arranged however you like, and your top knee coming up and down. So I'm working for roughly 8 again. Okay, if you want to do more, you can always pause it and do a few more of anything, of any of these exercises. Okay, I've got 3 from here. So thinking about where we're working, breathing out on the way up. Bring the feet up off the floor this time, and top leg comes up and down. Okay, 3 from here. Exhale up, in-breath down. 2 and 1. Bring your knees up to 90 degrees, arms out in front, top hand going up and over. Again, as far as you want to go. If, like me, you've got cupboards in the way, you can put your hand on your shoulder. It does a very similar exercise to having the arm extended. Making sure the head's going around with you, and making sure we're not letting that top knee go too far back. 1 last one here. And we've got the big arm circles around the top. Big stretch round through the front of the chest and bringing it back the short way through the body. 2 more. And the last one. And bring it back into the middle and up to seated. Okay, so we've got some hip froggers here. So I'm going to sit back, hands resting behind me. I'm starting in squashed frog. We're going forwards, open, back and in. Forwards, open, back and in. Forwards, roll it open, bring it back and in. Forwards, open, back and in. Very nice movement around the hips. Does work better with a tiled floor, I have to say. Get a little bit sticky on a carpet perhaps, but I'm sure it'll be fine without your socks on. Okay, try and go the other way. Out, stretch the legs out straight, roll them in, bring them up. Out, straight, in, up. Out, straight, in, up. 3 more. Out, straight, in, up. Out, straight, in, up. Last one here. In, up, and resting. Okay, so the final bit's going to be on your back. We've got spine curl and some tabletop work to do. So if you prefer a thin or thicker cushion for your tabletop work, that would be ideal to pop that in now. We're going to start down here actually with one hand behind your head, one hand on your belly, a nice deep breath in, and a big strong exhale through the belly, connecting through those abs. So as you're breathing out, the belly lowers. In breath, exhale, connect. And then when you're ready, on the next exhale, head and shoulders can come up whilst trying to maintain as flat as possible through your abs. So I'll show you this way around. So it's quite a small movement, but I am keeping a neutral spine on this. Just to let the mind focus into where the abs are. We don't need to do too many. Just going to go for another 3. You can leave the hand there, just let it feel what's happening through the abs if we want to. And one last one. And from here I'm going to relax through the arms. Big strong exhale, bringing the knees up to 90 degrees into your tabletop. Again, I'm maintaining that neutral spine. So I'm starting with a single leg tap. Nice and easy without letting the hips roll forwards. So we really don't want to be ending up with a big arch under our back. That's not ideal. So controlling through the abs. And take this into something slightly different. So I'm going to start by crossing that leg underneath the other one as you tap to the floor. Okay, so crisscross under, keep alternating legs. Got 4 more here. Exhale as you go down. Let each one last as long as your breath. So we're not racing. Okay, last one here. And hook the knees in, have a small breather. Just going to take this into now one of my favourite little combos. A leg extension, bring it back, knee drop and up. Extend and in, knee drop and up. Keeping your mind on your abs. All these are distractions and hip mobility exercises, so they serve for 2 purposes. They distract your mind away from controlling your tummy muscles, so we have to work hard to maintain that connection with the distraction, And they also let the hips move in different directions. So I'm going one more each way. Final one, extend and in, out to the side and up. Hook the knees in, have a little breather. And when you're ready, taking the arms out to the side, feet on the floor, knees over to one side and up and over. So I'm trying to keep both shoulders down and let your knees go as far as they can. You can stay on one side a little bit longer if you prefer, or you can come there and back with the breath. One more each way. And just resting. Squash frog is always a good way to rest. Final little bit that we're going to do is some spine curl. So I'm going to start with your feet hip width, peeling those hips up, rolling up through the body and rolling back down. So we're thinking of the legs, the muscles in the bum, just getting as high as you feel you can. Shortly we're going to add the arms, so hips are coming up, arms are going over the head this time, let them go on the floor if they'll reach. Roll back down through your body, back of your rib cage goes down, then your then your lower back, then your bum. So we're going again, hips go up, arms go over, roll down through the body, back of the rib cage, lower back, bum, arms come over. And again, hips go up, arms go over. Big strong exhale, roll down back of the rib cage, lower back, bum, arms come over. One last one, hips go up, arms go over. Roll down through your body, arms come over. Okay, hook the knees in, resting for a sec, and we're just going to finish off with a good stretch out through your legs. So, if you have a resistance band, pause it and run and get it, or if you've got a towel, or if you can just reach and manage to do a sort of hamstring stretch without. I'll show you how it works with a towel. Okay, so I'm going to it's rolled up, and I'm just going to loop it over one foot like we would with a band. That just gives you a little bit more length there. I'm going to start and point and flex with the foot. And then just going to go one more there. I'm going to take a deep breath, gently bring this leg a little bit closer to your face. Breathe out into it. Just going to go for one more deep breath. And relax it down. If you don't have a towel, we're simply going to just take the hands behind the leg. So we're onto the second leg, the other leg. So we're going to point and flex through the ankle there, breathing out as you're flexing down. Two more. And deep breath, gently bring that leg a little bit closer to your face. Breathing out into the back of the leg. And then relax it down, hook the knees, rock through the back, And come up to seated when you're ready. Just going to take it into a little bit of an outer thigh stretch. So one leg goes over. Hook the opposite arm around. So if it's your right leg, it's your left arm that comes around. Sitting up nice and tall, rotating through the body here. So it should be outside of hips that you're feeling this. Bit of rotation through the upper back, middle back there. If you're not quite getting it enough, pull that knee in a little bit tighter. Okay, switching it round. Left leg over. Right arm hooks. Sitting up really nice and tall and rotating round. Bring it back to the middle. Come round to your hands and knees and into your cat stretch. So tucking that tailbone under. Tuck the toes underneath. We're going for a calf stretch. Heels come down towards the floor. Okay, if that's not happening, that's fine. You can pedal one foot after the other. And then bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet, rolling up through the body, relaxing the shoulders at the top. Okay, I'm just going to take the hands behind, I'm going to scrunch and drop, open, release, one over, and up and over the other way. Nice big stretch, swing through for 3, 2, 1, and you're there. Well done.